Shalom, shalom, shalom. They call lawyer Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace and salutations to hope for the elect. It's brother Anah. Back with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying. And you know, DJ Trump, your president, just announced or maybe a couple of days ago that he was going to um roll out 50-year mortgages. Okay. And this is just a rebranding of the American dream, man. To dive you um sort of like a last ditch attempt to rebrand the American dream, because the dream that is on the table now, a lot of people are finding out they can't really you can't even attain that dream. So, this is a last ditch attempt to rebrand the American dream for the young folks who actually want to participate in the pursuit of it. They've rebranded this thing to where you um, would think at a young age you may be able to attain these, but it's not gonna work, man. The Lord has put a hard cap on this place, man. And if you're anybody that has some kind of logic, you'll see that this place is circling the drain, and you shouldn't invest any of your time, effort, or energy or money into this place. If anything, you'd be looking to turn your back on it. Okay. And this is just a quick article I found. It says Donald Trump's 50-year mortgage plan could redefine, see that? Redefine home ownership in America. And that's the American dream, to own a home, have that picket fence and a family, you know. But it says to redefine. When you redefine something, you know, it says to redefine, to define again or differently. Her attempt to redefine uh, postmodernism along more, blah, 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 whatever. Um, but the point is, um, to define again, or to define differently. You know, it says to define something such as a concept again, and the American dream was a concept that was sold to all nations. That wine that everybody wanted to drink. That's why this place is called a melting pot, because everybody can come here and be everything and anything that they wanted to be with no real consequences, man. You had to buy into this place. It was the American dream, and a lot of people fell for it until they got here and was trapped and snared into this um, whole system, man. It says to reformulate, okay, had to redefine their terms, to re-examine or reevaluate, especially with a view to change. And that's what they've done, man. They've redefined this thing. Okay. It says Donald Trump administration is weighing a plan to introduce 50-year mortgages, a move officials say could reshape the housing market for generations of American buyers facing record costs. And that's the thing. Things are skyrocketing. Everything is getting harder and more expensive. and they want to keep that boot on y'all neck, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians who make up Israel. So they plan to further their kingdom. So, you know, that'll be my first scripture. Okay, this is Psalms. Salakia, that's not what I wanted. Okay, this is Psalms 49 and 11. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. You know, that their kingdom, their way of living, it's going to continue for everlasting. They're trying to um, recreate their blessing in their own manner. You say because the Lord took the blessing and bestowed it upon Jacob. Their inheritance, um, was never to be in rulership. The Lord is just giving them a consolation prize, and every nation that has ruled over us has a consolation prize. They get to rule for over us for a little bit, you know, and then the Lord takes them out of power, puts another nation in the rulership, takes them out of power, puts another nation to rule over us for a little bit, takes them out of power. So that every nation under the sun gets to rule over us for a short period of time. And this nation that's ruling over us, Esau, Edom, is the last kingdom that's going to rule over us. This is the last captivity. Okay, it says, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call them their names, they call their lands after their own names. Okay, so this is their plan to further their kingdom. Okay, it's a plan that is going nowhere, but they tend to think that the Lord is on their side. And for now, it looks like Yahweh Shem Shai is on their side because the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, and these are the sons of the wicked, these Edomites, these so-called white people. You know, the Lord said he would have the fatness of the earth, you know, and the dew of heaven. And for a short time, this is what he has. But it's just that for short time. This is Job 20 and 5. It says, I'm going to start at 4. Knowest not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Okay, these what, the last 3 or 400 years that he's been in rulership, that's a short span. It's like a drop from a bucket compared to eternity, you know? It's about to expire because the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are waking up and going out to the highways and byways and searching for the elect. That's the sign. That is that is the sign that this man's kingdom is falling. It's falling apart. You know, this is the beginning and the end for him, because the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this Esau's world falling apart, man. Um, let's go that, because it's mentioned mortgage. I looked up in, the online etymology dictionary. Go into the word mortgage. It's now late 14th century. It says mortgage, a convenient conveyance, it's like a conveyance of property on condition as a security for a loan or agreement. From Old French, mortgage, if you really, okay, mortgage, meaning literally dead pledge. So you basically pledging to pay this debt till you die. Okay, either you actually pay it off or you gonna die trying. Okay, it says from mort, dead. Okay, gauge, to pledge, mortgage. Okay, so called because the the deal dies either when the debt is paid or when payments fail. Meaning payments fail, meaning you can't pay it no more. You dead, or you lost your job or something, whatever. It says Old French, mort is from Vulgar Latin, mortis, meaning to dead, to be dead. From Latin mortus, past participle of mori, to die. Basically, you know what I mean? You're gonna pay this till you dead. Or either you dead and you can't pay it no more. If you taking 50 years of your life to pay a mortgage, you dead, really. You know what I mean? This is just a way to further your slavery. Um, let me see. Uh, damn, tripping. Mm, look it up. Google. 22, 7. And this is, through the spirit. That was it. It says, Proverbs 22 and 7, it says, the rich ruleth over the poor. And this is one way the rich rules over the poor. Because what? And the borrower is servant to the lender. You see that? So as long as we're on the bottom, and how you know this is talking about us, okay? Because the scriptures in the curses in Deuteronomy, it says that. It says the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 44, it says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. See, right there it tells you these curses are upon us, so we can't um, deny that we are borrowers and slave to the lender. No, and the only way we're gonna get out this situation, this is the condition of hell. The only way we're gonna come out of this situation is to turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You see, a lot of our people refuse to do that. So they're gonna stay in this condition, okay, forevermore, which means a long continuance until Yahweh Shai comes back and set things right. So don't get caught up in the trap, man. Don't invest in this place. The scriptures tell you, come out of her, my people. That means come out of the system that is, running this kingdom, man. So with that being said, Lord willing, this is edifying. Till next time, I say shalom.